All right, guys, back here with another article 10 reasons to be okay with being disliked. So, this is for all my men out there that are people pleasers. Let's get into this. If your number one goal is to make sure that everyone likes and approves of you, then you risk sacrificing your uniqueness and therefore your excellence. We all know at least one hardcore people pleaser. Stop right there. You think anybody in your life is a people pleaser? I know for me, a lot of times I used to be a people pleaser in my past, and presently for me, those are like some of the worst people in the world to be around. You know the signs. She sleeps out in the rain and gets cold so her friend's dog can fit in a tent. He lends money to his friends knowing they won't pay him back, then struggles to pay his own bills. If a friend calls her stupid, she whips up a batch of cookies and makes cards that read, "Sorry for disappointing you." And despite all their efforts to be liked by everyone, many people still disrespect them. Maybe that's you, maybe it's not, but odds are you can relate at least a little to desire to be well liked. Who doesn't want to feel accepted, respected, and appreciated? For most of my life, my need to be liked overshadowed all my other needs. I was always trying to manipulate perception, adapting myself to receive validation. It was draining and counterproductive since very few people actually knew me, the real me, which is a prerequisite to liking me. I've since learned it's actually a good sign if there are some people who don't accept or agree with me. I'm not suggesting we should be rude, inconsiderate, or disrespectful. This post isn't about disregarding other people's feelings. This is about releasing our stress about other people's opinions. When you're comfortable not being liked by everyone, number one, it allows you to be your true self. The biggest disservice you can do to yourself is shape-shifting to please your audience of the moment. It's exhausting even to watch, and more importantly, pointless. No one will get to know you, who you really are, which will leave you feeling empty. Number two, this one's very important. I really like this one. Is probably the most important on this whole list. Number two, it gives you the power to say no. I believe people are good at heart still. It's human nature to test each other's boundaries. When you're willing to risk being disliked, you're able to say no when you need to. Your yeses and nos shape your future, so choose them wisely. Number three, you're more comfortable exploring your feelings. Doesn't it feel good to just be where you are without pretending for someone else's sake? I'm not saying that you should act in anger or fear, just that it's pretty exhilarating to say, hell yeah, I'm terrified or lonely or weak or struggling, regardless of what people may think. Your candor, number four, your candor can help other people. An angst-filled younger me made a fake voodoo doll from a middle school teacher who was hard on me, but forever changed my life, not my proudest moment. It's often the least popular people who strike the deepest chord in us. Be unpopular when necessary and push people to be their best. You just may save someone's life. Number five, you can freely express your thoughts. One of the kindest things you can do for someone else is listen without judging. You deserve that same kindness, but you won't always get it. People will form opinions as you speak. Talk anyway. Let your words be kind, but fearless. One of the biggest things about the courage to be disliked is that you normally can just say how you feel within reason. You don't want to, like I said earlier, you don't want to be rude or mean, but you also don't want to sit there and not be able to feel like you can express yourself because you feel other people are going to judge you. Guess what? They're going to judge you even if you don't say anything. So you might as well let your words be kind but fearless. Like, speak your truth and speak the things that are honest to you. But also, that's how learning how to say the things that are important to you comes in. That's something that you have to learn after you start saying the things that you want to say. Then you need to learn how to say the things that you want to say, but say them in a way in which people can understand and digest them. Number six, it prepares you for greater success. Pick a popular Twitter user and look at their @ replies. Odds are They feel their fair share of harsh comments. The higher you rise, the more attention you'll receive, both positive and negative. A willingness to be disliked helps you deal with the added scrutiny. Number 7, it teaches you to offer kindness and compassion without expectations. It's not difficult to offer compassion to someone who treats you with respect and kindness. What's more valuable for your personal development and to humanity as a whole is the ability to do what's right because it's right, not because you get something in return. And see, for me, that word integrity is so important right there. It's extremely important for you to do what's right, even if no one's looking. You do what's right because it's right. You say kind things and offer the compassion to people because that's who you are, not because you expect something in return. One of the things with people pleasing that is also the most annoying is you get those people who will only do things for people if they feel like they're going to get something in return for it. Like, so they feel like they're going to get some sort of cool points or credit, or that people are going to acknowledge them for doing something good or doing the right thing. And then a lot of times, if those very same people, if they feel like the thing that they're doing is not going to be acknowledged or seen by everybody, then they won't do it. They won't help you. They won't show up for people. They won't go the extra mile at work because they feel like no one's going to see it. Then that sometimes can be the worst person to be around. Number 8, you can inspire other people. There's someone I know who has the uncanny ability to keep going even when others try to pull her down. I learn from her every day. To this woman, anyone who doesn't appreciate her assertive, over-the-top personality is a reminder that she is unique and unafraid. Number 10, you can use your time wisely. Number 9, you can use your time wisely. If you want to be liked by everyone, odds are you're spreading yourself way too thin, trying to keep them all happy. We need to use our time judiciously to enrich ourselves and others instead of worrying about what everyone's perceptions. So this goes back up to the ability to say no. And once you can say no, and you get to the point where you're okay with saying no, you start to get back your time. Because if you're not spending your time doing things that you actually don't want to do, that's a big issue with people, especially men. We spend a lot of our free time doing things with people, hanging out with people, being around women and friends that we really don't want to do. We don't want to be there. We don't want to do this thing. We don't want to go to that place. But because we people please, or because we're prone to people pleasing, then we end up in situations and places that we know we don't want to be in. So when you can get to the point to where you're okay with not being liked, and then you can get to the point to where you're okay with saying no, once you say no enough times, what you start to realize is you actually have a lot of free time on your hands. Like, you have a lot of free time to do whatever it is you wanted to do, which is one of the things that I have been kind of noticing about my time in the last year or two, is that I'm quick to say no to things. I'm quick to say no to people and just say I don't have the time for it, knowing that a lot of the times in that time, I'm usually just resting. I'm recharging my own batteries. I am reading. I am meditating. I am chanting, doing some self-study work. I am spending time alone. When you're an extrovert / introvert, some people are both, then you need time to recharge. You need time. You love being around people, but you need time to be by yourself. That's very important. Number 10, you can choose to smile anyway. You could use your energy to make daily inventories of everything that's wrong. The money you don't have, the esteem you didn't earn, the people you disappointed. Or you could commit to being your best and then just sit back and smile. Life will always be a balancing act. Learn to teeter in serenity. So very important. See, when you get out of the mind of people pleasing, and see, my advice for how to move away from people pleasing is you have to understand that you shouldn't be liked by everybody. There is actually something wrong with being liked by everybody. Not everybody should agree with you in the things that you say. People should respect you, but they don't actually 100% have to agree with you. And when you can, I don't care if you have to take out a sheet of paper and write that idea down like 10 times a day, or set it up as a daily affirmation. I don't have to be liked by everybody. You write that down. I do not need to be liked by everybody. Once you get that in your head that you don't need to be liked by everybody, then you can start to move forward and you can say, okay, well, maybe I can start to speak my truth, or maybe I can start to say the things that are honest to me in public. And then once you start to speak honestly about your life and about the things that you've learned, then you'll realize that there are going to be people that don't like you. But then you can come back to that affirmation that you gave yourself by saying, I don't need to be liked by everybody. And then when somebody asks you to do something and you say no, and you feel a little bad about it, you can come back and say, hey, I don't need to be liked by everybody. And so I think that, one of the biggest pieces of advice I could give is it's okay to be disliked. Actually, it's preferred, because it frees you up from having to worry about what everyone else thinks and how everyone else feels, because most of the time, people aren't really thinking about you that much, or as much as you think they are. A quote that I love is, it says, you'll stop caring so much what other people think about you once you realize how seldom they do. I think that's by David Foster Wallace. I believe that whose that is. If I'm wrong in the comments, let me know. But anyways, drop down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know about your people-pleasing ways. And let me know if you plan on changing any of your people-pleasing ways. And if adopting an affirmation of I don't need to be liked by everybody, something that you just say to yourself every day, would help you to start to move away from this idea that you need to be liked by everyone. And then once that kind of sits in your and resonates in your spirit, then you can move forward and say, okay, now I can start to speak my truth, because guess what? I don't have to be liked by everybody. And with that being said, this is Know Thyself, wisdom from men, and I'm just sharing my life experiences. If you have any articles that you want me to read or any content you want me to react to, just leave a link in the description, or leave a link in the comment section. And I will see you guys. I'll talk to you guys on the next video. All right, take care of yourself. Bye.